Today I had the pleasure of having some little girls as my guests, a 3.5 and a 5.5-year-old. And so I'm experiencing the movies through their eyes, you know, and Winter swimming like this and then going like this. And they want to see Winter's doctors. They need to see Dr. McCarthy because he made the tail, and Dr. Clegg. And it's just incredible the way this, you know, he says fish, we know it's mammal, it's a joke, people. The way this fish touches people. And I hope that the movies, you know, for those who can't travel to get here to see Winter and Hope and the other critters, that the movie lets them have that experience vicariously. In Dolphin Tale 1, I was worried about losing him to that childhood depression and that loss. And now I'm like losing him in the ways that are quote unquote normal. What is normal? It's a cycle on the washing machine, but in the stage of life that he's kind of growing up and becoming more autonomous, and I'm seeing potential for his future. And so I'm reconciling, you know, that it's time to start letting him go. There's the family with whom we're born, the family that God picks out for us. And then as compensation, God gives us family we get to choose. And sometimes the family we choose is because some of those people aren't around anymore. And so obviously Hazel has lost her mom. And it's a really sweet moment for me when she confides in me because, you know, hopefully Lorraine is something of a healthy surrogate maternal figure. No one can ever take the place of one's mother. But we can have other women in our lives who do mothering. And I do believe that, you know, mothering, fathering, parenting, it's a verb. He's a very neat guy. And it would be so easy to, you know, over-dramatize, to over-emotionalize, and, you know, I could be all multisyllabic again and say anthropomorpha, all the animals, and he has such restraint, you know. And when I thought, oh, Dolphin Tale 2, yeah, I remember we rescued a little baby the same night as the wrap party. Maybe this story has something to do with that. Oh, but it's probably about the kids, like, you know, growing up and falling in love. It's always about the animals, and the way he found that dramatic tension was just very clever and very effective, ultimately, and that's the most important thing. I love being around these animals. It is, I mean, I stepped out onto my mark yesterday with Morgan. We did a take, and I looked at him and I said, are we getting paid for this? I mean, it's just, it's magnificent. They're funny and endearing, and they're so soulful. And last week when I was here, Winter was guarding her pool. She was playing with Hope. Hope was very, you know, she's a juvenile. She's totally adolescent. She's rambunctious and rowdy, and she was carrying on, and Winter was like, I'm gonna guard this part right here, and you may not swim here. And that's literally all she did. Like kids in a fort, you know, guarding their territory. And then the next day, she was, Winter was all sassy. She'd been filmed quite a lot. She performed beautifully. And then we moved on and started to do it, and she was so irritated that she wasn't the center of attention anymore. We were filming in the pool next to hers, and so she was sabotaging the takes by making all these regular dolphin sounds with her blowhole. And then she started making fart noises. And I was calling her Miss Fartface. And when we would be, earlier in the day when we were filming here, if we would turn and have our backs to her because we were listening to the director, she would start soliciting and carrying on, so we would turn back around and look at her. They're just incredible to work with. Plus, I work all day with my boyfriend, the sea otter, with whom I'm madly in love. And I assure you, it is a reciprocal relationship. He is just as crazy for me as I am for him. One of my favorite scenes so far is when Dr. McCarthy and I are standing and Dr. Clay announces that her name is Hope. And Morgan's reaction to that. And then I say, welcome to the family, Hope. It's just really loaded. You know, it's just really loaded in a lot of ways. It's a wonderful moment, and you know, there is always room for another person in the family. And then, of course, what the word hope means. And we all need hope in our families. It's very special to be a guest at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium. I mean, I'm very aware of the fact that we are guests, and they are here to work, and the animals are always their priority, and I admire them so much for that. They're very vigilant, very cautious, you know, and we are welcome interlopers, but fundamentally we are interlopers who are here at their discretion, and I like that a lot about them.